some new plates?
Come and take your pick. New word.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Come and take your pick.
You've got enough to go round.
I'm sorry.
You lout. The bar you got now.
Franta Cooldown sent me.
Franta's not...
He got poisoned. He's writhing in agony.
Oh, we can't be without... So, have you got
Sure.
You've got a tunic. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your... You don't want to be dragging everything. Do you know what... For an inexperienced...
Well, I'll happily listen.
I should... Now listen. A good... In short, behave... But when one of the gentlemen... You'll find the pictures on a table by the door to the chapel. White Tokai or red monarch.
White or red?
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not... When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. We can't allow that.
All right.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lower...
To stay in the back.
Correct. The count... And in general...
Huh?
Well, yes. Understood.
What?
Then I'll... But I'm
I know every...
Excellent. Put away your things here.
There are the pictures of wine.
Our current
Hopefully I
Waffen
won't splash
arsenal
anyone's
is a joke.
shoes.
And on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it.
Boy,
Should the
I'd
town
like some white.
reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
I apologise, sir.
Getting at, Eldris?
Which wine?
I'm
Tokai.
saying that the
That's
bandits
white.
who freed Hinnik, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe
sir.
it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who
Thank
should
you,
know where they
Razor.
got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell
Waiter,
is that your
get me
stubborn
white.
heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is.
I
The
apologise,
Dry
sir.
Devil is running
Which
free.
one?
There are
Tokai.
Raubritter
That's the
everywhere
white.
in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves
Sir?
with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight?
Well,
exactly.
thank the Lord.
The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
Tokai, we can always confident. confiscate the property of the king's enemies. Nicht wahr?
We are more
apologize,
than
sir.
familiar with the Yemeni
Which way?
state of
Tukai,
our
White,
armory.
are you
And
deaf?
the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we
Sir?
just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
I'm sorry, sir.
Isn't it the same
Orders from
thing?
above.
Am I supposed to die of thirst here,
So
or
the
what?
cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But a woman
More
named
wine,
Betty has
Master
showed up
Bailiff.
on Hopbrink
I have enough
and wants to
wine.
repair the
Come
baths that used to
closer.
be there.
She's a protege of Maresh.
I need something. There is an item in my study. She thought she could... A silver goblet. No one's noticed the theft. Go and get it.
Where can I find...
Use your... and come...
Something like this is better handled by trustworthy people, like my friend, bathhouse proprietor Adam. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated.
Nice.
If someone needs to
Whose
wash,
silver
there's a
might this
river
be?
just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly.
So?
They can
Did
get
you...
leeches there.
I did.
Not so... And now go...
There a man can shave and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spend. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has
Wait
pulled
up,
off another
pour me
deed.
red wine.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we
Sir?
know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can
Well,
hate all he
thank
wants,
the Lord.
as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full well, everybody knows, he wiped the floor with you!
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden the anointed monarch with such...
Full cup of
monastery
wine.
Compose myself!
I apologize, sir.
Me?
Which wine?
Monastery red.
I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, Sir? weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small
Thank you,
misunderstanding.
waiter.
We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
I
What
fancy
happened
some
there?
Sakai.
Leave nothing
Refill,
out.
boy.
I don't like Ruthard, true, but in this case,
apologize,
it
sir.
really was nothing.
Which wine? Everyone
Are
in
you
the city
colorblind?
gossiped about it.
White!
I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't
sir.
think Ruthard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want.
Hey, boy!
I
A
suspect
full
the
cup of
gentleman from the
monastery
city's
wine.
sword fighting school brought this custom to us. That German, Menhard, is just hanging around the market looking for trouble.
Don't be ridiculous, Forsooker.
Don't
You act
hang
like
around
you've
me.
never been in
Vanish,
a fight
you hear me?
And to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Refill,
Proven
You
offences
think I come to the
are
council
punished
just to
by the
guzzle
bailiff.
wine? Come
And
here.
that's that. There are...
What can I help you?
I took them off to pray. I can't just get
Of the whole town garrison.
a fine.
Apparently settling accounts their own way. We'll soon be the laughing stock of the whole town.
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing
Come
at us
here,
all day
friend,
long.
and bring that red
What
with
if
you.
they have one more reason.
I'm sorry, sir.
My words
Orders from
exactly.
above.
So you
The
see
town
that?
council is squabbling
Even the waiter's having a
constantly
laugh
the
at
Emperor
us.
Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Hey, waiter!
Because those
Always
so-called
so kind.
craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick, and if they do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else
You,
to
lad.
put it right.
You look
It's
familiar to me.
a waste
Have we
of
met?
time. I tell you, a waste of time.
sir.
Adam, don't interrupt.
I
the
have a
proceedings
feeling
with
I've
drunken
spoken with you
ranting,
before, too.
even if you are.
Or with someone who
And
looks
as
a
for you,
hell of a lot like you.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like,
Okay.
for instance,
And a
that
full
you'd
cup.
like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind
Good.
mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Worthy councillors, we are not on the marketplace to argue like fishwives. The construction of the cathedral is proceeding slowly,
Hey,
and
boy,
as
a
your
full
own
cup
says,
of monastery
there is
wine.
a war, and there is neither money nor craftsmen. But with our joint powers, we will finish the building to the glory of God and our city, even if it takes 100 years. What is next
Thank you,
in the
Major.
order of business?
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Gyurcsák össze! A legjobb katonákat, és kelkinek útra!
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Unlike this band of fools!
Come now, father. Put a little life into your...
I'd rather...
Unpleasant.
You have no idea.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser, and you saved my neck.
None of...
Who knows? Maybe...
You know what? Do you know any...
Most of them I'm seeing for the... We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here.
Wait a moment.
Yeah. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them.
I wouldn't be too sure. Who's that?
The great Baron Brabant. He's got more fairy...
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabber. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg. If he were on Sigismund's...
How does it... Or...
No fear of that. Why?
What do
you think? Get drunk. I'll leave that to the older...
Dear me. But I suppose...
Indeed you should.
Oh, don't start with...
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what...
Mangy bandits. York is right. We must grit our teeth and wait for Sigismund.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't... I'm Godwin.
Peace be with you.
How do you know I'm...
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have... And we are both... I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred... And this is Samuel, my...
Who would rather not be here? Why did we have to come here?
Because we... And why would they not...
Are you looking...
Let us say... The situation in... You have men and weapons.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we...
Everything in good time, Samuel.
Did you come to lend...
Not to lend, but...
You don't even know if you can trust them.
You remind me of my young...
Henry. That messenger of Radzig Copula.
You know each...
That would be him.
Or maybe you'll get to know... For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. He was supposed to become a blacksmith.
Wait, from Scarlet?
Aye.
I knew of someone.
My daughter knew him most. And that is why Samuel...
Maybe he was my father. But he certainly...
And that...
Why?
Don't make haste. At least, he took in Henry. And raised Henry's real...
I don't care if he took care of 20...
That boy's blood father...
A person can't choose their parents. And...
Enough.
For that...
Good health.
L'chaim.
I'm glad you finally accepted.
God be with you, friend.
Good health to you, sir.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word.
Mais non! And I'm glad...
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. How did you...
c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically and only lost it...
That needs...
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never... This Bohemia is a strange land. Do tell me about it.
My last big...
I've...
Aye.
Then, what are you doing?
You say...
Jamais. This poetry, no, I think not.
Where have you been on your trip?
But of course, if you are interested in my greatest, and if you are interested in my greatest deed.
And you wouldn't buy any.
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I.
How come all.
I am operating. My great benefit is there. Every.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess. Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Do you have the means? I'm not going to die.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went.
And to yours.
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein.
That's not a thing I've...
I have my... From what I've heard about you...
Is that...
Indeed.
As it happened...
Excellent. I expect we can agree... And the way it stands at the moment...
Well... I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until But we'll be waiting...
If Sigismund decides...
But Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves. But he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies. Their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators.
Are you saying you said...
More like in... If we find support and make it look like the whole...
Why are you...
Because I want to put... And also because I'm...
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann... If you can get those 3. Meanwhile...
What if it...
I refuse to even consider...
Why me?
Because you've got a head on your... You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. There aren't many like you.
Tell me a bit more about...
Certainly.
Botchek of Kunstadt.
That's just the thing. He doesn't play the big... He always goes for the sure thing.
Older the...
He still is. The only one who Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund, but he'll continue to have a strong
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich...
Wenzel Bartosz.
I was quite surprised to see...
A male affair? Anna is holding back and behaving, but don't trust appearances.
And what use can she be to us?
She's as sharp as they... There are wicked tongues that... And that it was thanks to her.
I'll get on.
I wish us both...
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
I'd like to check your horses.
Ha! Even better.
And you might not believe...
Well. I wanted...
You wanted to apologize for crashing.
I want to have a word with Older.
Well,
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation?
Is that your...
Unfortunately.
I came with a delegation from Sir Han...
Why so...
20 years ago, I got him a place at the... Only it wasn't long. And then, I find out that he took his booze...
Try saying it again a little louder.
You have the impertinence to show me your...
You're exact...
Me? Exact your horse wanderer...
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a...
You're dishonoring your...
I can't dishonor someone who...
That's enough!
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults.
I'm not happy about it. But I accept. This isn't how I imagined my father.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
Sum quick fait tribue!
Did they teach you that in the seminary?
You're right side! You've got to get up there I can drive a cart through!
Hey! Who taught you that? Not bad for a priest. Take that, you shit! Hey, who taught you that?
You don't know which end
Not
of that
bad
thing
for a
is
priest.
up! Look in my eyes, not at my sword! Stand firm!
They teach you that
Otherwise,
in the seminary?
the first strike will put you on your arse!
Wanker!
Swing with
They
your
teach you that in the
whole arm,
seminary?
not just your wrist! Left arm What's wrong with your legs?
That will do. My God, Father always said you were a good...
I was in a war, and you ought to know yourself.
Aye.
So, Father, only he'll never be...
I thought he was the way he was.
Not at all. When I was 6 years old, he wouldn't talk to me.
The first time he took me hunting. I always...
Look, I really did fuck, but now...
And that's...
I've got to get him...
Aren't we all...
Maybe everyone's...
Actually, I don't...
What else?
I'll talk to him myself.
All right, then. It's a nice...
Only no one's going to pay for one.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors, and...
I expect... Leave Alder to me.
I don't know how to...
You can drag me to a...
Titties? I'd love to take her.
That's exactly why we mustn't push too hard.
Sir Bocek.
A man hardly puts... Jobs comes up with a plan as full of holes...
On the contrary.
Does that improvement...
A few thousand only in order to...
You've got my attention.
How can
I need guarantees of...
Of course.
You can talk, since you haven't got a... I have a lot of property. I can't risk it.
So you need guarantees that...
My guarantee is called Yitka. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong...
Maybe it's enough to...
Perhaps someone of suitable...
How about...
He's a...
He's got battle experience.
If he gets it. Right, on the other hand, the Lords of maybe.
I'll convey your offer to...
I don't care what the... If he agrees, I'll be... The kingdom will not forget his...
One beer.
What a day.
Sir Hanush.
You do?
Young...
If he's got... I'm not...
You I mean...
You arranged a match
with the niece of...
Butcher? Godwin, you...
Oh, fuck.
So... Please. If you're... I'll make sure...
Or you could make me the app...
Forget it. Not a word to...
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sir Butchek.
So, Hanush...
Indeed.
Then I will for...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Cheers to the beautiful...
Here's to a good harvest.
All the more reason to leave it...
The weather had been stormy for a few days, so one of the branches snapped and fell off. Nothing happened to the noble, but it broke his whole...
God be with you. There's...
God be with you.
Your...
No beating around the bush.
Margrave Yob's...
Christ. I should say so. All sorts. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard.
How do you know Liechtenstein's...
I know most of the people here, but they wouldn't dream. While it seems that Lord Liechtenstein, on the contrary...
I'd say you have a better nose for...
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point.
Nothing more than support and resort.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty.
It's not only you're well able...
Then, if you want me to support you...
Do you have something...
Well...
Who's...
Harmon, now.
And these...
My relatives somehow dug up some trade...
You were
They were not the enemy at the time.
And the paper...
Just insignificant document.
All right,
Aldo will surely have the papers in his saddlebags. Bring them to me. But watch yourself.
Greetings to you, friend.
What brings you here? What brings you here?
I heard something. I suppose it was nothing. What's that? Huh.
I've got those papers from Alderfoot.
Quiet!
Milady, here they are. You're welcome.
As agreed.
Thank you.
Yes, quite.
How could I refuse?
And to the...
Gentlemen, I think...
Like I said, tell me.
I bring nothing from the House of Udoran. But
Both of them.
good. This is going to be a long story.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord, but we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas!
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore. And then I find out things are even...
Your Majesty.
You've already said that.
We will put more guard. We can have a few
We do not care about bandits. What will you do with them? How will you solve the... And how is it even possible that a rebellion against...
What do you mean?
I hear the resistance is... Why haven't you...
We don't...
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not...
Marquardt.
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see? And if the thought should cross your mind, your debts will remain. And while we are... Has the yield from the...
Sire, the deposits are dwindling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them properly.
Your Majesty, we can't...
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right. This is
Remove this swill.
I'm telling.
Lord of Zarzhitz.
But
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to...
I'll see to it as soon as...
All I hear from you over and over. I therefore place the city council and he will make sure...
But, sire, that would be a violation of the...
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness... But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, and I assure you, you have 2 weeks to and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go any. Be so kind, and we still wish to speak.
Yes.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the council was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for the bush. Alderaan won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Oderyn, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No. We shall have white. We have had enough of it.
White it is. Quickly! If Rabosh falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire.
You are right. And you, boy?
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
You.
Give me 100 knights in full armor.
You fucking it and die.
I will charge the enemy with cavalry.
You fucking it and die.
I'd like to drink it so touching. Come.
I never... Not a bit.
In that case,
Fuck.
well,
His lordship,
to hell with that keg slop. I had my eye on him all evening. He had left the rest of us to drink.
You can bet
I don't.
Hey, man. Where are we supposed to keep watch outside the gate today?
I am not sure. Were we?
I have a feeling I forgot.
I swear to God, I saw him here a little while ago. He was sneaking around with the widow of Bartosz.
with Anna of Waldstein?
What knows me but that name?
Well, you're not in France now. The rat'll be good, I hope.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Ruthard. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you feed it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of your fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to this celebration, you old fox.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
Jesus! The surrounding crystal! Can't make it on his own. You Come on! One step back! Stand your ground! Fight or give up! I'm getting sick of waiting! Nice hit! Let him have it!
Send my greetings to the devil.
Don't kill it! That's right! Ride those horses out! Hit him on the head! Nice strike! You got him! You'll be fucking sorry! Cool.
Go! Go! Go!
I'll be done with you in a flash.
I'm going to finish you!
Go back yourself!
Keep it up! Who's gonna die? Take us, men! That's it! He's done!
Got you!
You up!
You know better!
Do it! He's dead!
Surely you can't take us Get the patience! There!
Die already! You!
Shoulder! He wounded me! Die here, horseman!
That was a close shave.
A little toot in my eyes deceived me.
Godwin,
How did you get... Damn.
is everyone all right?
Well, some are.
They captured Oder and Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Conrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest.
What about my father?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure, but
Where did they go?
They've got the reason up.
So we have a plan.
But, as you can see, I'll be so...
What happened?
Anna of Waldstein. She was simply in the wrong place, and they almost killed my brother.
But only all.
What do you mean?
I got there and Christopher tried to defend our father. Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Well, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing man.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you. But
you knew he was...
Markvart bragged about him. Sigismund promised to make him Lord of...
When he sees what Von Bear...
You find that funny? Do you like watching those foreigner die? Who else has to die before...
Tell us about it. We were neck deep in...
Well, not you.
Fuck you, Jan. I'd trade places with you.
We've lost a lot of allies. We'll have trouble finding new ones. Well, are you surprised?
You want to give up now?
Nobody said anything about giving up. We'll treat the wounded, then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and...
If I survive the journey.
The king announced one more thing at the... That is...
Fuck! Lichter! The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies.
What do you mean by we?
Maybe Samuel will fix...
He's here too.
Aye, escorting the rabbi. Anyway, give me a moment. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know about it. I'll be with it.
Done that the Lord is punishing them like this. God's punishment or not, it brought it upon themselves. But, as greedy as a